before a flight are packing, getting ready. I'm dying. My clothing that I will wear on my trip. Because I'm not your average girl. I'm your quirky aunt. Tomorrow is the day I leave on my first solo trip since I met Kyle. That's so wild to say. Kyle and I have not been apart for longer than 2 nights since we've been together, which has been over 5 years. We met January of 2020. But life had so many twists and turns, and it just hasn't been feasible with the pandemic and Kyle's health to go away. But tomorrow that all changes. I will be on my first ever solo retreat. I'm going on a surf retreat and it's all expense paid. I haven't been on a plane in a while. I'm just feeling really excited. I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling just all of the things. I'm feeling just a little bit of overwhelm because we have to leave for the airport like 3 something in the morning because my flight leaves at 7 a.m. and we live over an hour away from the airport. So I need to get moving, but I'm not doing the traditional things as always. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to finish up dyeing some clothes, and then I need to do all of my packing. I haven't done any packing at all. I hope I have everything. Oh, and to throw it into the mix, I'm going to try to make, I need like a little strap for my sunglasses. They like recommend that in the packing list. So I'm gonna try to make one. I just gotta get moving and get ready to go on a solo surf trip. I'm really sad. I'm smiling as I say this because I'm so excited, but I am really sad to leave Kyle and Willow. Willow has never been apart from me since we adopted her, so I'm curious to see how she'll do because it's just kind of like throwing her to the wolves of me being gone. But she'll have her grandparents to like hang around with, and Kyle, of course. But I have a feeling she's gonna just be like laying in my spot in the bed a lot. But maybe I'm totally wrong. And Kyle, I hope he'll be okay. I'm sure he will be. But I gotta go get moving. I gotta do it. I gotta do it! Are you gonna miss your mommy? I'm gonna miss my baby. Okay, let's pack all my things. I made this. Willow's gonna help. Willow's gonna help. That's so helpful. That's so helpful. You said don't go, Mommy. Oh, Mommy's gonna go on an adventure. Is that okay? I made these pants. Kyle's eating a banana and watching me. I made this dress and I dyed it this morning, which is crazy. I made these pants. I made a matching skirt for this, but I'm not gonna bring it because I don't have a top to go with it and it just doesn't look right, which is a real bummer. But it is what it is. I hope I don't get there and I'm like, I hate literally all these clothes that I made. Or I told Kyle, I feel like I'm gonna get there and all my clothes are gonna like fall apart because I didn't sew them correctly. That would be a bummer. Well, I just went to grab my phone to look at my packing list, and I actually got my first message. The group chat started for the retreat. I'll pick you all up at the airport tomorrow en route to the First Ascent Mansion. Keep me posted of changes of travel. We'll meet you in baggage claim at the bottom of the escalator for one of the carousels to be determined. Smooth travels. I think I'm fully packed. I'm a little stressed. I feel like there's definitely still more things that I need to get done, but I didn't really realize my flight board's at 6:20 in the morning, which means we have to leave our house by 3 in the morning, which means I have to be up by 2:30. I need to go like prep some snacks some breakfast to eat on the plane because it's just like hard, and I don't like eating airport food because you never feel great afterwards. So I need to do that and eat some dinner and try to go to bed early, which I'm not great at. I'm not gonna sleep at all, but I'm going surfing. Officially in North Carolina. Actually, I'm in Virginia, and then we're driving into North Carolina. I don't know if you can hear me, it's kind of noisy in the airport, but I'm here, and it really hit me as we were landing that I am in, well, Virginia, about to go on a surf trip and meet people that I've never met before, and I'm feeling a little nervous, but I'm gonna go head down and meet them and go to the beach and the mansion that we're staying at. Well, I'm back home and I have so much to catch you up on. I had planned to film and to document this experience, but as soon as I landed, I just realized I wanted to soak it in and be fully present and just recap once I got home, because it was truly the most magnificent, life-changing trip I've ever been on. There truly are not words to describe it, but I will try to do my best. And I think what sets the stage of how wild this experience was I landed in Norfolk, Virginia. That is the closest airport to the Outer Banks. I landed there, and the way that First Ascents, which is the nonprofit who puts this retreat on, works is that they like rent a house, and then they'll pick up people from the airport in like groups. So whoever their flights are the closest together. And so I land, and I'm the first one in my group to arrive, and I meet the person who's picking me up, and we start talking. He also lives in Colorado, and then we're further talking, and I mentioned that I practice tea ceremony, and he's like, just a shot in the dark, do you know so-and-so? Let's say John for the sake of the story. And I just look at him and I'm like, are you serious? He said, yeah, my former partner was really good family friends with them. And I was like, that's the person that I moved to Colorado to live with and to study under, which is what brought me to Colorado in the first place. And so we had this weird connection, and I was like, okay, that's just like, what a wild chance that I'm literally in the Outer Banks at this thing, and this person knows this person. And so that was wild. And then the first person in the group, there's 3 of us in our group. There actually were 4, but the 4th never showed up. And which we never found out what happened there. But the second person arrives and we're talking. And the thing about this retreat is that everyone is a caregiver for someone. And we start talking, and I ask who she's a caregiver for, and come to find out it's her husband. And I ask, what does he have? And she's like, he has an astrocytoma stage 4, which is the exact type of brain tumor that Kyle has, which is not very common. So that was wild. He was also told he had a glioblastoma at one point, and then they were like, no, actually you have a stage 4 astrocytoma because the grading scales changed, which is literally the exact experience that we've had. And so that was weird. And then we had a little bit of time to burn before the next person arrived, so we just like went to the beach, and it was so nice, and just like had a moment to like be with nature. And we go and pick up the 3rd person. We're chatting on the drive. It's an hour and a half to where the house was. Her husband has an astrocytoma stage 4. And it was just like, what the heck is happening? It felt like truly the biggest sign from the universe that I was exactly where I needed to be at exactly the right time, and just surrounded by people just reaffirming that like I'm not alone in this. And it's been a very isolating experience, and I think I really realized that first night. And when I got to the house, it's like this incredible house on the beach, and it was like a 4-story house. Ended up having my own room, which I really appreciated, to just have some time to like come back to myself every night. And we like have dinner because we got in like at like 6:30, so we were eating dinner with everyone, just trying to like get to know everyone. And then we do this like fireside chat every night, and we're talking and there's like questions and we kind of get the rundown, but then they open up, like they pose a question and everyone just answers popcorn style, and it's in relationship to being a caregiver, being a caregiver. And so every night there's a question in regards to something about being a caregiver that allows us to connect and feel less alone and learn about other people's experiences. And the first night I go and I just immediately start crying. And I was like, I'm not a crier. I have a very hard time crying. So it was very like caught me off guard. And I just really realized in that moment, the question was, why are you here? What brought you here? And just really realizing like, I'm here because I feel very alone and isolated in this experience. I've lost a lot of friends since Kyle was diagnosed, and the journey was tumultuous at points, and just realizing how isolating it is and how I don't have community that understands it. And that would set the tone for the rest of the week. Every single time we had a fireside chat, I cried because it was just very comforting to feel seen and to feel heard and to be surrounded with people that just get it. And if you've ever experienced cancer on a personal level, maybe yourself or someone you love, there's just this look you get when you tell people, my husband has cancer. It's just that, oh. And that look and that oh is like a true gut punch, and it just immediately separates you from that person and makes you feel so vastly different and so isolated and so fragile. And it's just a really like hard thing to describe, but that was just like stripped away from everyone in that house. And we just had this baseline of we were all on the same level. We can all understand. And so it took away that pressure, and there was no like judgment. There was just understanding to be able to talk about healthcare, insurance, disability, and all the nitty gritty like chemotherapies, immunotherapies, and treatments and surgeries, and people just understanding and not batting an eye, or you not feeling like you're a burden by sharing this heavy load that you've been carrying. It was incredible. And it also allowed for so much joy to be experienced because those things were stripped back, and you felt comfortable immediately because you knew that these people got it. That I have not laughed so much in my life so consistently. Like every day, all day, it just felt like there was so much laughter. And that laughter was so healing and so needed, and I didn't even realize it. And I haven't even talked about the surfing because honestly, it was like, and surfing was nice. Like just the human connection meant more than anything. And the surfing was nice. To be able to be in the ocean and to play. And we also boogie board. And it was just truly healing on a level that I didn't realize I needed and was possible. And I left there with truly a family. And we have talked every single day since leaving. We have a group chat. We've done one Zoom call, and we're going to do another Zoom this week. And so we're just staying connected, and it's been transformative to know that I have like a community of people. I will say that one thing that I struggled with was that I defaulted to just like the joy and really wanting to live in that. And I left feeling like I missed out on having a lot of heartfelt, deeper conversations because I just wanted to relish in this joy that I felt in this play. And so I gravitated toward conversations and moments that allowed me to be in that space. And so, I would listen to other people's shares during the fireside chat and feel like, did I miss out on something because I didn't allow myself to have these deeper conversations? But honestly, I am okay with that. I'm struggling to be okay with that in some instances, but I did what I needed in that moment. And my whole life for the last couple of years, for the most part, have been all the deep, hard conversations. And to have a break from that was like so needed, and knowing that I am going to be connected to these people forever, and those deep, harder, more intimate conversations can still be had, and that there wasn't a time limit on that experience. And that's been the gift, is that these amazing people that I met, they understand. If you take a while to respond, they get it, and vice versa. And so it's been a truly life-changing experience. And honestly, this is a bit of a tangent, but sewing a bunch of my clothes beforehand was such an amazing thing to have done for myself beforehand, because it got there and I was like, oh, I made this. And it became a conversation every night when we'd come up. We'd go surfing, we'd go play, we'd do whatever. We'd come back in, clean up, and then we'd have dinner and the fireside chat. And I'd come back up with an outfit that I made. And people were like, oh, did you make this? And I'd get to like show off my outfit. And then in First Ascents, the whole thing is that everyone has a nickname to just take you out of like the, your life that you came in from, and just allow yourself to like be in that moment, make it more playful, more easeful. And it coined me the name Stitch, which I really loved and appreciated. So I just felt so confident, I felt so good, and I felt so proud of myself for having done that. And I'm glad that I did it, because it allowed for conversation, and it allowed for connection, and allowed for just like another playful element to the whole experience. And I left it feeling so motivated, so invigorated, and so excited to continue to try new things, because surfing was, although I had done it a couple times before, it was a new experience for me, a new part of the ocean, a new group of people teaching, and all of those elements. And just to be outside, specifically playing, I just felt like a part of myself came back online. I was like on the boogie board, and I just kept like non-stop smiling. I could not wipe the smile off my face. And I'd look at everyone and I'm like, I just feel like a kid playing. And everyone's like, I know. And it felt so good to just play. And the last day, they're like literally breaking down all the tents, and we're all like, we don't want to go. Like, we're just like want to keep being in the ocean. And so that feeling has carried through to just wanting to be outside. And since I've been back, just hiking a lot more. And I got into running because a lot of the people there are runners, and it just motivated me to be like, I want to be outside in a different way. And so I've been trail running, and it just feels so good. And I want to try other things, maybe get into kayaking or stand-up paddleboarding, but just like being in nature. And the motto, or the little tagline, is outliving it. And I want to be out living it. I want to be doing that with Kyle, and I want to be experiencing life, and I want to just be out living it. We all deserve to be out living it and be surrounded by community. So it was life-changing. I feel like I got a truly new surge of energy, and I have family. I don't feel alone. I feel like I have truly a community surrounding me, and I know that that community is only going to grow, because First Ascent has community adventures where you can go on adventures in your local community. You can even go on them. You don't have to have gone on a retreat, and you don't have to be of a specific age. So definitely check out First Ascent if you or someone you know has been touched by cancer or MS. That is what their specific focus is on. And it was just incredible. So I can't recommend it enough. Or if you're in the space where you're a young adult with cancer or MS, or a caregiver, a young adult caregiver, look into First Ascent. It will change your life. It will make you feel so connected and so invigorated and so inspired and just filled with joy, something that has felt very hard to find and something that I've been searching for. And it was just like a true shot of that, and I'm so grateful for it. I think that's all I have to say. I'm just so grateful for the experience and the community that it brought into my life. I will cherish and love them forever. All right, I will see you in the next one as we get back into life. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Bye.